A development has taken place today that is astonishing. When do you ever remember Netanyahu apologizing to anyone? This man, about whom it is said in Gaza that he has killed over 200,000 people, as a former army chief has stated. You can imagine that this person, after killing 200,000 people, turning all of Gaza into ruins, attacking 7 other countries, and beyond that, displacing 2 million people. And furthermore, the house he lives in was a Palestinian doctor's house. He evicted him, and after all this, he says he wants to displace 5.5 million Palestinians and occupy the land. Will he ever apologize? It has happened for the first time. The agreement between Pakistan and Saudi Arabia has brought forth the first ray of light, the like of which we could never have imagined. And this is the moment when Israel is genuinely afraid. Look, Pakistan made an agreement with Saudi Arabia, and we then announced that more countries are joining. And these other countries are not just saying they want to make an agreement with Pakistan, and that is absolutely true. Saudi Arabia did it. After that, the #1 country that could join is Qatar. Now listen to what happened. Netanyahu went to meet Donald Trump at the White House. There, Trump held a conference call. Who was on the call? He called the Prime Minister of Qatar. On one side is Netanyahu, on one side is Trump, and on the other side is the Prime Minister of Qatar. Now listen to what happened. Netanyahu apologized to the Prime Minister of Qatar, saying, "Forgive me. We made a huge mistake by attacking Qatar. We should not have done that. And in the future, such a situation will never arise. We guarantee this. We want to build relations with you. We want you to accept us and move forward. We will bring peace to the Middle East." He said all these things. It was also settled that the Qatari security officer who was killed in that attack, not Hamas, but the Qatari security officer who was killed, will be given compensation. Israel will pay the money and cover all damages. But the real story is the apology, and this apology was actually forced by Donald Trump. Netanyahu never apologizes. After killing millions of people, their fear is that Qatar will advance in matters with Pakistan and Saudi Arabia. And you know that since this situation came to light, that Trump was involved and all that, Qatar's anger. You know the anger that the Qatari Prime Minister expressed. And after that, the Emir of Qatar's speech at the United Nations, where he talked about Greater Israel and that they are going to destroy all the countries. When you talk about Greater Israel, you have to choose an agreement. Now, naturally, all countries from Qatar to Egypt can join the Pakistan-Saudi Arabia agreement, and this is where they tried to stop him. Now, Trump had no solution to stop anyone. Look, the investment of $5,000 billion belongs to Saudi Arabia and Qatar, along with other countries in the Middle East, Japan, and other nations. All that investment could be lost, and their fear is that if our investment goes, America is already facing increasing problems. So, the real story is that they convinced Israel that the entire Middle East would move into this group. Investment will be lost. The country will be ruined. Everything will happen. If you don't apologize in this entire situation, our bases here will be abandoned. And if security went into Pakistan's hands and an agreement was made with them, China will back it. Russia will back it. The reason you're swaggering around in the Middle East today is only because of the American bases here. If our bases are evacuated from here, then there will be nothing left. Therefore, the first thing agreed upon was that you will apologize to Qatar and give assurances that you will not attack again, because they are not willing to rely on the US. And let's not have them join this agreement with Saudi Arabia, because no one is willing to trust America, and trust can only be restored if he apologizes or talks about not attacking in the future. You know Qatar put many things before the US. If this doesn't happen, we are free to make our own decisions. You may recall the American media saying that we will now move towards security. The Prime Minister of Qatar had specifically told Donald Trump that we will have to find new security partners. And it is obvious they are looking towards Pakistan, China, and Russia. The situation is that Trump couldn't understand that the matter had gone wrong. And Trump has nothing to restore their confidence. Look, they have the money, they have the oil, They have the influence. And after that, other Arab countries can also leave. The Gulf countries can leave. You know how the situation is deteriorating in the Middle East. Look, Egypt is repeatedly saying there should be an Islamic force. They fear that if Pakistan's agreement with Saudi Arabia moves forward, it will convert into an Islamic force. And in this situation, matters will keep escalating. And what if all the other countries join, and they get a strong, well-funded force? Then no one will be able to save Israel. If everyone agrees that an attack on one is an attack on all, then the next time Israel attacks, they will all jointly attack Israel and evacuate the American bases. No one can save them then. Therefore, Trump told him to apologize, and Netanyahu apologized, the one who is causing the Third World War across the world. Tell me, who among the people of Israel, which prime minister in their history, has ever gone around apologizing like this? Netanyahu will apologize, just imagine. The one who attacked Qatar and then said, "We will attack again," who said, "I will kill Hamas people wherever I find them." And when Trump asked him to assure that he wasn't attacking, he flatly refused, saying, "No, you didn't kill Osama in Pakistan, so we will also kill." He remained obstinate, and now it means Trump is completely frustrated. Look, there is a lot of anxiety in the White House right now. What is this drama? All the countries are distancing themselves from us because of this. Therefore, the apology was forced in this situation. This is a historic moment that we have never seen before. To witness this scenario in Qatar, that Netanyahu apologized to the Prime Minister of Qatar, and its basis was the Pakistan-Saudi Arabia agreement. There is no other situation. There is no other issue. You can imagine any other reason. It's out of the question. The real issue here is that they are saying, "We will not attack." Look, first of all, you can neither trust Trump nor Qatar. That is very clear. You can never trust them in your life. Now, this 21-point agenda that Donald Trump has given, well, that's good. Can you trust Israel? These are the people who, when they first came to Palestine, said, "We were expelled from Europe. Give us shelter." And today, they have taken the entire country. And after that, they have attacked 7 countries. How? Their teachings temporarily suggest that when bad times come upon you and your matters are not right, you hold their feet, but as soon as your matters are settled, you grab their throats. Look, Qatar needs to understand that, fine, the matter is settled. He apologized, but you have to pursue security. Make an agreement with Pakistan. Expand the Saudi Arabia agreement. Bring in more countries. Convert it into an Islamic force. Make it a NATO-style Muslim force package. Just as OPEC, the oil-selling countries, has been made OPEC+, which includes Russia. Similarly, you should create a NATO-style Muslim bloc and give entry to Russia. Give entry to China. This is the situation now that will determine the direction of matters in the coming time. Anyway, this is a very encouraging development. Look, it's only an agreement between 2 countries right now, and they've already resorted to apologies. Imagine what their fate will be the day a force is formed, the day all the other countries join. Will Israel dare to attack? Tell me. Look, understand this whole matter. If the US, Canada, Europe, all these countries can form an alliance, creating NATO, where an attack on one is an attack on all, then what is the problem for Muslim countries? Our religion is one. Despite some minor cultural differences, our fundamental things are all the same. So if they can go for this whole matter, why can't we make an agreement? Qatar should immediately make an agreement. Okay? This matter is over. Settled. After that, by securing your position, you should proceed with this work. If a single agreement can bring so much pressure that the other party apologizes, then think about what the situation will be for America if you make a new agreement. You must have options. You must know about the future. Look, no matter what you do, tomorrow Israel will come to attack. Will America stop it? That is out of the question. America drops its F-35 fighters. America provides missiles. So attacks happen on Qatar or other places. This is a very astonishing situation that we have never seen before. Don't forget to subscribe to JB News. Like, share the video, and definitely express your opinion in the comments section.